Hello YouTube, welcome to the Amateur Science Lab, and today I present you with the Kerbal Space Program 1.8 review. More boosters. Okay, let's begin. We don't have much time to spare. Let's hop on over to the engines. Here we have Shrimp and Mite, Thoroughbred, Clydesdale, and Pollux. You only have Pollux if you have Making History. Well, I do have Making History. So, we're going to use the Pollux on this spacecraft. What is it for? I'll explain later. There's also a new planet texture shading. Sorry, it's been really weird lately. Okay, anyways, let's begin. I'm gonna change I'm gonna change this because I don't want it to be boring. Okay, so we have our craft on the launch pad. You're ready to launch, but oh no, you forgot an action group, or you don't know what your action groups are. No worries. This button will help you out a lot. Click on Edit Action Groups, and look at this, all your action groups together. Okay, without further ado, let's launch this beast of a rocket. Okay, the launching of the rocket is unnecessary, so let's just skip forward. One thing I just want to point out here is that they added these new 1.875 meter rocket nose cones. So yeah, that's really cool. And now, if you have 3.75 meter rocket fuel tanks, now you can change them to orange. I can't show you that right now because I'm launching this rocket. So yeah, back to the launch. It creates a really nice effect. Another thing I want to point out is that some rockets have thrust vectoring. Some solid rocket boosters have thrust vectoring. Finally, this one doesn't. But just look at that thrust in the quadruple digits in kilonewtons. Really nice. A nice thing to put on your space shuttles to make them more realistic without having to deal with bunching up tons and tons of solid rocket boosters. Okay, let's continue. Wasting too much time here. Almost 1,400 meters per second of speed just on solid fuel boosters alone. Really nice. Now we are in the Moar sphere of influence. Now you can notice a few details. The Moon looks different. That's because I've activated the terrain shadowing, terrain shading from earlier. Hold on, give me a second. Sorry, I had to close the door over there. So yeah, the surface of the Moon has changed if you increase the texture shading. I can't speak today. Well, let's land on the Moon and see what we can find. And on my ship, I have a fuel refinery, some drills, and a radiator. So let's land. Okay, we are now in orbit around the Moon. Prepare for a close pass. Okay, let's land. So I just wanted to show you the surface does look different. And I'm not going to film most of the landing because, you know, this isn't a Mun landing tutorial, but just wanted to show you what it looked like up close. I cannot talk today. Sorry guys. Okay, let's land. Let's cut to the landing scene. And here we are. We finally landed on the Mun. Let's deploy our mining gear. Okay, surface harvester is on. And it does kick up some, if you can see, it does kick up some other stuff if you look very closely, which is a nice little detail. But I mean, just look at this crater that we landed in. It took me about a few attempts to land here because, you know, it takes a while. So I'll just leave this lander to his business. And look. I'm just gonna time warp a bit. You know what? Let's go back to Curb, and I just want to show you one more thing before we finish this episode. Here we are in the spaceplane hangar, and we're checking out something. The ducted fan blades and fan shrouds. Let's make a spacecraft. Let's make something using these fan shrouds. Hold on, this might take a while. This is what I got. I honestly am not sure how this works. So let's just try this. Whoa. Oh cool, it's a helicopter, but I'm just randomly spinning. That's a lot of thrust. What happens if I make one of them go in the opposite direction? This is pretty stable. What would happen if we just did this? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, this is pretty cool. I guess you don't do it with... I guess you don't. Okay, this is pretty cool. Now, you can do this. Ah! That's really cool. So,